Hello, everyone. So happy to be here again. Thank you for joining me today on the FB Live. I think we are definitely in fall, despite the 90 degrees temperature we had yesterday, right? So of course, I'm in Dallas here, so we are not really getting any 50s and 40s yet. So if you're in the Northeast or anywhere else where it's cold, I'm sorry, we are having definitely some nice weather now. So we have an increase in pollen count and allergy symptoms as the temperature drops, which is normal because there is so much more in bloom. So if you are suffering from allergies, go to our video section and watch the video on allergies. So that actually gives you a few tips that you can actually do, few remedies that you can actually do to help with your allergies. As the winter approaches and the weather changes, most parents are worried about their children's health, them getting sick more often, more ear infections, more sinus infections, the flu, the cold, all of that, the whole gamut. So if you are one of those parents, or if you're worried about yourself, whether you get sick often, especially in the winter months, then this is a talk for you. So what are the things that we can do to prevent illnesses? What are the things that we can do to make them even short-lived if you do have them? So that's what we're going to discuss about today. So one thing that I want to let you know about is that the immune system that we talk about often, and just as this talk itself is about, is boosting the immune system. So what is this immune system, and where is it located, and how does it function, and so on and so forth? I mean, we hear this word pretty much commonly, right? Everywhere you go, everybody keeps talking about immune boosting and so on and so forth. But I don't know if you know that the immune system is synonymous to our lymphatic system. They actually have so much together. The lymphatic system is where many of the immune cells are present as well, or the immune boosting cells are present as well. So the lymphatic system's health is synonymous to immune health. So we actually have to address your lymphatic system if we want to address your immune system, right? Immune system, as I said, is actually partially in your lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system helps your body detox. It helps you carry waste out of the tissues. So most people's lymphatic system is congested because of the burden, in the environment, probably from our foods, probably things that we actually do to ourselves, taking lots of medications. All of these things actually burdens our lymphatic system. So what can we do to help, right? Again, as we are talking about the lymphatic system, I just wanted to touch on a very informative talk that we're going to have this coming Saturday, which is, I believe, the 5th, at the Maribel Davis Library in Plano between 4 and 5 p.m. on breast cancer prevention. So breast cancer is not a disease associated just with the breasts. It's an immune system disorder. I want to make sure that I repeat that. It's an immune system disorder. So it's not just the breast that is involved. It's also a lymphatic system disorder. And that is the reason why we see a lot of people who have lymph node swelling, and they usually think about breast cancer immediately. So this is actually going to be an amazing, a very, very informative talk. You can actually take away so much from it to prevent diseases, to prevent breast cancer specifically. So please do join us on this talk. It's on our event section on our Facebook page. We'll also actually probably post a link to where you can actually go to Google Forms and actually RSVP there as well. So please do join us. Bring anybody who has breasts, or if you know someone who has them, even if you don't, if you're a man, please do bring them, because this is actually going to be a talk for everyone, because prevention is the best cure out there. So, and the best part is it's free. Okay, as you well know, I love empowering people with knowledge. And so that's the reason why we are actually bringing that talk to you during the breast cancer, month, awareness month. In October is breast cancer awareness month. So just so we talked about the lymphatic system, now I'm actually going to go on and talk to you about your immune system and what are the things that you can do. The first thing is eat better. eat whole foods. If you have listened to any of my talks before, you know that this is something that I reiterate often, because food is medicine. Food can also be poison, right? And in many years that I've practiced, one of the things that I've realized time and time again is that food heals or food kills. So definitely eating better, avoiding junk food, avoiding processed foods. These are all things that are going to be super helpful in boosting the immune system, because you're actually reducing the toxic load on the body, toxic load on the lymphatic system, and in turn help the immune system function better. And eating specifically lots of greens, green vegetables, green leafy vegetables specifically, because they're very rich in minerals and vitamins. So yes, we all get, a lot of us take, or a lot of people actually, I don't take one, but a lot of people do take multivitamin, multimineral, and so on and so forth, especially some of those ones that are very popular on there are really not that good of a vitamin or a mineral for that matter, because they're synthetic, they're highly processed, they are not even bioavailable. So which means that you could be taking all of those things and it's still not doing anything for you. So the best way to get these vitamins and minerals is through our food. So eat lots of greens. Why greens specifically and not any other thing? Why not fruits? Why not just vegetables? Why am I actually so particular about greens? Because greens are so close to the soil. They actually absorb all the nutrients from the soil, and you pick the entire plant pretty much. So which means that all of that nutrition that it actually captured from the soil that we can get directly from is something that they can actually bring to you. And now, when we eat them, we actually heal our body. We feed our body. And this is medicine right here. And one of the things that I've actually noticed in the 17 years I've been in practice is that people in most developed countries experience mineral deficiencies, not vitamin deficiencies, but mineral deficiencies, because of how highly processed the foods are and how highly processed foods we are consuming. More and more people consume highly processed foods because of convenience, because of affordability, because of availability, all kinds of things. But is it serving us? Is something that we need to ask, right? So the second thing that you can do today, right now, is eat omega-3 rich foods. And I'm saying omega-3s, you might have heard this word many times. You may not know what it is, and so on and so forth. So omega-3 foods are foods that actually have what we call as essential fatty acids. These are some things that your body cannot make. They have to be given from the external world through our food. So some of the richest sources are chia seeds and flax seeds, which is actually higher amounts of omega-3s than fish and nuts even. So you would benefit from actually including a lot of chia seeds or flax seeds or both in your diet on a regular basis. So right here, you could actually see my smoothie. This is actually a green smoothie, as you can tell, right? And this green smoothie has both the greens that I talked about, how great it is and how nutrient dense they are. And it also has chia seeds in it. So when you actually consume them on a regular basis, you are actually going to benefit in immune boosting. Okay, so it's actually going to help you a lot with the immune system as well. So third thing is drinking clean water. Specifically, if you are able to drink warm water, especially avoid cold water, because cold water really actually stops things from moving in the body, especially the lymphatics. Lymphatics also carries dietary lipids. The lymphatic vessels carry dietary lipids as well as immune system cells in them. So they have a consistency of butter at room temperature, so it doesn't really easily move. And if you drink cold water, if you keep your body cold, it's not going to move things. So it's essential for us to be drinking warm water preferably, or at least room temperature water if you don't have availability of that. But I actually drink warm water all through the day. And right now with so many people suffering from allergies, that's not something that bothers me. Why? It's because my lymphatic system is functioning well, my immune system is functioning well. It's not necessarily the pollen or the virus that is our enemy. It is our own body that is not capable at these times, especially when things change, when weather changes. Our body gets challenged by these things. And when they do, if your body is at an able state, then it's actually going to be able to withstand that and overcome that. But if your body is not, if it's actually overburdened already, then you're actually going to succumb to it. And that's what it is. So that is truly the secret to health, to actually do simple things that can actually help us a long way. Of course, I talked about avoiding processed foods because they actually burden our body as well. And then the fifth is exercise. So exercise moves lymphatics because lymphatic system does not have a heart to pump it outside, the lymphatic channels. So if it needs to detox, if it needs to remove waste, then it needs to move. And if it needs to move, then you need to move, because it only moves when the skeletal muscles in our body contract. That's how the lymphatic system moves. So in order for your lymphatic system to move and keep everything flowing, you need to move. So exercise is not something that is optional. It is mandatory. We all need to be moving more. We all need to be doing more. We are sitting way too much, and that's not good for us. The next one is taking a good vitamin D3 supplement, especially when it gets cold and you're not going out, not getting sun enough. I mean, even during summer months, right? There are very few people who actually get enough sun. You have to be during the middle of the day, probably being out and so on and so forth, getting as much sun as possible. And even if you actually do it, still your body's reserve of it might start going down. So again, not everybody has to take it, but if you do have immune system issues, you should be on a very good D3 supplement that will help you boost your immune system. A lot of times, actually, that is one of the reasons why people get sick as well, because of vitamin D3 deficiency in winter months, not necessarily the virus or bacteria that's actually causing the illness. So if you're not sure which is a good vitamin D3, because there is so many out there in the market, and also if you have been taking one but it's not been doing anything for you, or your vitamin D3 numbers haven't, vitamin D blood test hasn't actually improved in any way, then you can contact our office and get it from us. We have a very high quality and easily absorbable form of vitamin D3 available. Another thing that you can do is, instead of flu shots, you can take elderberry syrup every day. That can also help keep your immune system strong and healthy. If you do have symptoms of cold or flu, we have protocols on our website for you to refer to help yourself. And of course, we're always here for you if you cannot help yourself. So another thing, actually important thing that I forgot to mention here is actually having proper digestion. So make sure that you're actually pooping regularly. That's a very important component as well for detoxing and for your immune system function. So it means that ask your children, make sure that they're actually having a bowel movement every single day. Make sure that they're also having easy bowel movements, not just having a bowel movement, but the bowel movement comes out easy, it has a shape and form to it, and it is the right color, it actually is digested, it looks digested, so on and so forth. These are all important things to pay attention to, because your body functions as one. And if you have listened to any of my talks before, you know that I've said this a million times. I'll say it a million more times because it's worth repeating, that your body works as one. All of these different body parts are responsible for us to actually keep our health. And all of these body parts working as one is actually responsible for keeping us healthy. So make sure that you actually follow these steps to have a good fall and winter. And hopefully I'll see you all during our talk on this October 5th at 4 p.m. at Maribel Davis Library. And this is actually going to be an amazing talk, and I can already tell. All right. So nice, joining, thank you for joining me today. And hopefully we'll have another one. Not hopefully, we'll definitely have another one. First week of November again, on the first Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. And I will see you then. Thank you.